Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I've got new glasses, and this is a video response to Honey Dip. See, the trick, honey, is to do your British accent, quite properly, like you've had a rod shoved up your arse. Because, the British overpronunciate everything, and everybody thinks, well, if you overpronunciate your vowels, you do a pretty shitty British accent. And everybody, after doing this for quite some time, gets quite pissed off after a while and realizes that it's just easier to do your American accent because that's what you're used to the whole time. Anyway, honey, what I'm saying here, let me level with you. I'm wearing these glasses because I broke mine earlier this morning. I'm quite the idiot. Obviously, I haven't learned how to properly clean my glasses. But I have learned, honey, that to do a proper British accent, you've got to commit, darling. Honestly, you've got to commit. I've committed to these frames, actually, because I broke mine and I had to rush over to Lens Crafters to fix them. Quite honestly, it took me some time. Nah, actually, it took me it took the optician a matter of minutes to put these lenses into these frames. Now, this other optician tried to, snuff me out, and he said, we don't carry your frames anymore. And I was saying, bollocks! There's no way! There's no other frames that these lenses can fit into. Honestly, I mean, it's like it's brain surgery or rocket science or something. And I couldn't believe it. So anyway, I've just wanted to leave you a message, darling, to say that, keep up the work. Sooner or later you'll get it. Or, spend some time around some British people. Because I spent some considerable time talking to my British relatives off there across the pond and all that. And, it's very easy to adopt their mechanizations, their little ways of speech. Because, everything has a melody to it. Look, let me show you. For example, the Scots have a far different accent, and, you have to adopt the melody, because everything ends in a question with the Scots, but it's got to be gravelly, and everything's got to end in a question. Everything ends in a goddamn question. If you speak Scottish, you got to be brave. Everyone has a chance to change their fate. You only have to be brave enough to realize it. And that's what I want to leave you with. Keep up the good work, because sooner or later you're going to be a proper British lady. Honey Dip, I love the FaceTime. It's kind of cute that you all got your little get together, your guild of sorts. I find it very charming. Anywho, everything's got melody, and you've got to embrace it. You've got to embrace it. Otherwise, you're never going to properly emulate anyone at all. So, you got to shift. You got to shift between stuff. So this is me talking my American accent, and this is me talking in my Southern accent. Because, there are a lot of people that want to talk in a Southern accent, but can't rightly do it. Like they sound like, I am dumbfounded. I am utterly and unoppressibly dumbfounded by how many people talk like Foghorn Leghorn, for example. I say, you know why the Southerners lost the war? The Southerners lost the war because those Yanks, why the Southerners, they were saying, cause that we are slow in our speech, in our Southern drawl. And I must say that by the time those Yanks came over that hill, they came with cannons, they came with fire, and all we had was our rebel yell. And quite honestly, they blew us out of the goddamn water. I never seen so much gray blood. I mean, blood is red. Let me live with the way you. Blood is red, but our uniforms were gray. That's why I call it gray blood. And just so you know, that's a southern accent. I don't know what else to say, but yeah, so that's a certain melody that you got to keep to. British, Scottish, and Southern, and I bet, honey, that you know some mean Massachusetts stuff. I park my car in the yard, and I live in Boston. Yeah, probably. Yeah. Oh, there's the Southern again. I can't quit after a while. It just keeps on coming, keeps on keeping coming. Anywho, that Boston. I don't know how to do a proper Boston accent, honestly. But, and then I know one trick is like, I drink my coffee and I walk my dog and I live in New York. But, everyone can do a good New Yorker. And everyone talks in a proper, American accent in the 1920s where everything was so excited. And this is the transatlantic, oh, hold on. This is the transatlantic accent. What? Well, everyone in the 1920s all talked like this because everybody couldn't hear you over the broadcasting. Anywho, well, there we go. There's the British again. I'm going to stop before I embarrass myself any further. But anyway, regardless, darling, honey, you are 1 in a million, and I will catch you in the next one. Cheers.